Of late, I've been seeing a lot of comments on YouTube and social media where people are discrediting or just writing off several smartphones in terms of their camera capabilities just because they have the tagline or are marketed as gaming smartphones. Now, this is a misconception that I like to break, and in fact, also one that has some sort of credit to it, considering that up until very recently, most gaming smartphones did, in fact, have average cameras or subpar cameras compared to some of the other flagships or other high-end camera phones on the market. Now, I've been using the Asus ROG Phone 3 for a while, and in this video I'll be taking you through the various samples that I've captured with this that will hopefully lend credit to the fact that gaming smartphones too can be good if they're done well, like the ROG Phone 3. Now, before we get this started, please do make sure to hit the subscribe button and also turn on the bell icon in order to enable notifications from us in the future. Now let's begin the video. Let's start by talking about the hardware first. So the Asus ROG Phone 3 comes with a 64 megapixel Sony IMX686 sensor with f1.8 aperture as well as face detection autofocus and a sensor size of 1 by 1.72 inches. There's a secondary 13 megapixel ultra wide angle camera with f2.4 aperture and 125 degree field of view as well as a 5 megapixel f2.0 macro sensor on board. Now, the Sony IMX686 is a great sensor, but you still need to do good tuning in terms of the image processing in order to get good results, and that's exactly what we found with the ROG Phone 3, which actually had great images in terms of the dynamic range, sharpness as well as detail, and even the white balance as well as focus was on point. Ultra wide angle camera also puts in great performance since it also has good dynamic range and has a really wide field of view, which is much better than some of the other pseudo ultra wide angle cameras that we have seen, albeit with a slightly softer image output. Now, coming to portrait mode, there's overall good edge detection as well as good emphasis on the subject in focus, considering that the background is blurred really well. But I feel that there's a slight way they could improve the overall sharpness, and I'm sure that this is an easy fix with a software update, so hopefully Asus brings that about as well. Coming to low light performance, the large sensor does help, but then again you do see noise in the images, but what you need to do is make use of the night mode, which actually gives you much better images in terms of the overall exposure by bringing you more details on the shadows and also keeping the highlights in check while at the same time eliminating a lot of the noise. Now, there isn't a telephoto camera on this, and while I personally prefer an ultra wide camera over a telephoto camera, this can still do some digital zooming and the results are actually much better than what you would get with just cropping. Now, these are some images taken at around 2x as well as 5x, and you can be the judge of how these images are, but I personally think that it's actually pretty decent. The images from the front-facing camera are also pretty good in terms of the overall sharpness and detail, and they also have good dynamic range, albeit with slightly higher amounts of noise than I would have liked. But the best thing about this phone is probably the video mode, and considering the various different options it has in terms of bitrate as well as the other additional enhancements that it has in terms of video mode. So this has an 8K video mode where you can capture up to 30 FPS. You also have EIS in this mode, and you have EIS across the 4K modes, 4K 60 FPS modes, and the EIS is one of the best that I've seen on any phone period, and this includes even iPhones. So here is a quick comparison between the footage from an iPhone shot at 4K 60 FPS as well as the ROG Phone 3 also shot at 4K 60 FPS. We also went ahead with some rigorous testing of the EIS just to see how stable it can actually capture footage even with aggressive shaking, and here are the results, and you can also see the behind the scenes footage of how exactly I was shaking the ROG Phone 3 in order to understand just how effective it is. We also repeated the test in Full HD mode since we enabled the Ultra Steady option, and here is how that went as well. Up until the 4K modes, you also have the option to enable HDR, which actually does improve the overall dynamic range and gives you a much better exposed frame. So we would suggest turning it on, especially in situations like this during sunset where the light is definitely challenging. The phone also has the ability to record 4K slow motion videos up to 120 frames per second, and it also has a cool motion tracking feature where, as you can see in this particular thing, I had marked the truck as the object that it needs to be tracking, and it actually zooms in, and later when it sees that it's going out of the frame, it automatically zooms out as well. Now, I'm sure no video or camera test is actually fully complete without actually having Gcam samples, which is why I decided to do a few test shots with the Gcam as well, and here are the results that I found. Overall, while Asus has already done a lot of tweaking and made sure that the images are great, Gcam in some situations does manage to give better results, and you can easily install this considering that this does support Camera 2 API, and you can just install a Gcam mod and make use of the better portrait mode as well as take advantage of the dynamic range or whatever other improvements that this brings to the table. Now here I have with me two images that I shot on the ROG Phone 3 as well as the 11 Pro Max, and funnily enough the 11 Pro Max is considered to be one of the best camera phones on the market, and I was also surprised with this result because generally the iPhone gets things very right, especially in terms of the color science and white balance, but here the ROG Phone 3 is clearly ahead because it has got the scene right while the iPhone looks a bit color cast. And of course, because of the higher resolution sensor that the Asus has, it also manages to get better detail and sharpness, which is saying a lot considering that this is roughly half the price of the iPhone 11 Pro Max, but manages to outperform it as well. So overall, as we have seen, and I hope that the images and videos have showcased that, the ROG Phone 3 is actually a very good camera phone. So the misconception that gaming phones have bad cameras is sort of disproven in this, and it's actually understandable considering that gaming phones at one point of time did actually have not so great cameras, and even Asus ROG Phone 1 for example was a phone that didn't have great cameras. And of course it's one thing to actually be limited by several other factors, but purposely putting a bad camera in a gaming phone just because gamers might not consider that to be a high priority is not acceptable, and that's exactly what Asus told us as well. And it's good to see that the Asus ROG Phone 3 is actually proving others wrong by actually bundling a great camera system in this. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comment section. See you again in the next one. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.